Thank you for having me, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for being here, Chris.
We'll get to you in a second here.
Cool your horses, pal.
Settle down.
You're already fucking this up.
You want to continue?
We're all off to a good start. So, welcome everybody who's listening.
We're already a little
welcome
fucked
to
up.
episode. Well, we actually have an announcement. This is volume 2 of Grown-Up Human Comic People, episode 1. So we're renumbering.
Renumber.
It's not a renumber. It's just a volume 2. Some comic books.
It's kind of what Marvel does.
Yeah. This is the second volume because we felt like we kind of got away from our original mission statement, and we're talking about. You're getting back to that.
It's a reboot.
It's not a reboot. Not
sure?
a reboot. Yeah, we're just
No.
This is a sequel.
Yeah.
A regular sequel. Yeah. So
Marvel always says not a reboot.
not a reboot.
It's just a jumping on point.
Yep. Jumping on point for anybody who has not been with us before. Welcome. This is a good place to start.
Grown-up human comic people! Grown-up human comic people!
A lot of number ones.
New stuff.
Yeah, new stuff. So, just to tell everybody where they can find us, we are Grown Up Human Comic People. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Grown Up Humans, on YouTube, iTunes, Player FM, Tumblr, and Facebook at Grown Up Human Comic People. We got some plugs. We're here. We're actually live, not live, but we're here at Southside Comics at 1819 East Carson Street. Come down, check out some comic books. If you like what you listen to, you want to read the actual books, come and get them here. Dan is the wonderful owner of the shop. Dan actually won a Best in the Burg award
Thank you.
for best place to start. Best place to start a habit.
A new habit.
New habit, yeah. So
Makes
come
you
down.
sound like a drug dealer.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. I mean, that's one of the.
It's because he sells bath salts. I mean, the comics are okay. It's because he's got bath salts in the back. He
the
stocked
back
up
room.
when they were still legal.
Yeah,
You could get
it's
them on the
mostly-
internet.
Carson Street too, so you had a lot of people competing for that title.
Yeah. There's a lot of bath salts dealers on Carson Street, so getting that award, that's a real high praise.
I'm the kingpin.
He's got them lavender.
No, but
ones.
hey, Sean Collier nominated. He's pretty good personality in the city. So thank you to him because it was like the editor's choice for that part of the Best of the Burg.
And shout out to his dad is funny as fuck. By the way, Gene Collier's really funny.
Sean's
Great
funny
stand-up.
too.
Yeah, I've never seen him do it.
Yeah,
Did you stand up.
He's
Okay.
pretty funny
I haven't
too.
seen him. So also we've got Radical Trivia. If you want to go get some trivia into your
Radical Trivia won an award too.
oh,
I saw that. That was very nice.
Best trivia in town.
Yeah, best in the burger for trivia. So if you want to get some awesome trivia, you want to come down and hear me swear at you and maybe
Good laughs.
Yeah, get some good laughs going. You can go to radicaltrivia.com or Facebook. Find Radical Trivia. All the venues are posted. We've got 3 of us are in Midnight Rose, the band. Mm-hmm. You can
we
find us.
didn't win any awards.
Well, well, not yet. We will.
We're
getting
working
there.
on it.
Yeah, we're working on it. That album's gonna. We're gonna drop. We're about to drop a hot ass joint pretty soon. So look out for that.
Yeah.
But you can find us at on Facebook and YouTube and Reverb Nation. Just look for Midnight Rose. That's Midnight MIDKNIGHT Rose. And we also shout out to Becky, who's not with us, but she and Monkey work at MetaMesh. Find MetaMesh on Facebook, MetaMesh, METAMESH on Facebook. I think it's metamesh.org, but I could be wrong. Is that right?
I'm not.
If that's wrong, I'm sorry.
I'm pretty sure it's a .org.
I think it's not .org. Yeah, I think it's .org. So those are all our plugs for today. Let's get right down to it. Dan, Shop Talk.
Chop Talk.
Tell us what's going on.
What's going on? Well, the shop's moving. Not far. Pretty close up the street. We'll still be on Carson Street.
Bigger space.
Yeah, bigger space. Just have to, iron out some details. Cross my fingers. It all works out. But that is the plan. People are freaking out. They see signs on the wall, on the window. I guess because a lot of businesses, pull out from this area. Like, you're not leaving the area, all right? Nope. I don't want to leave the area. just moving up the street, bigger spot, because it's tight in here. There's not a lot of room.
It is a little tight.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Which is good sometimes whenever there's a lot of people in, or there's like a few people in.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a bunch of people and you're like, this place is doing really well. I'll come back.
Right. But there's if you look around, there's pretty much. I don't think I can fit anything else in this front room.
No, there's a lot of stuff in here.
Unless I
Yeah.
like put things even higher.
Well, I was saying like ceiling hangers would be the only way to get more
Yeah.
stuff in here, really.
But then I feel like I would look like a beach shop, like on a boardwalk. You know?
like a
There's,
weird
like-
sports bar with comics.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the big news of the store. Industry wise, everybody knows DC Rebirth is going on. It's selling really well. We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah.
Marvel Civil War is still continuing. The next one's coming out. Someone's gonna die. Someone else is gonna die.
Nobody
Man,
cares.
they're
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. That's they did a pretty good job with the death of. Spoiler alert! Earmuffs if you don't want to know. War Machine's dead.
Yeah.
Killed him. Dead.
he's dead.
Gone.
And She-Hulk
Yeah.
is on life
On her
support.
last legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't give a shit about Inhumans.
I don't either.
Except
I really
Karnak.
don't. Yeah. A lot of people are freaking out about that Mosaic coming out.
Yeah.
First appearance of Mosaic and.
Dude, fuck that. Like, that shit on eBay, before it even was released, that issue was going for $30. That's so stupid. And nobody knew. Like, shops didn't know this is a big deal. Order extra numbers.
Yeah.
So I just got the typical
Would you say got 3?
3.
Yeah.
You know? And one of them's for me. Because
Yeah.
I actually read the book. Nobody's read that book for like 4 issues. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. That irritated me. But, yeah, that's it.
All right.
Shop talk. Nothing really exciting to report.
So we got some Shop Talk news done. Anybody got anything they want to rant about this week? Anything to piss you off? Not no. Now we also have a new segment coming up in the next episode. But Dan,
Set the book down.
Dan, oh fuck! I forgot to introduce all of us.
Yeah, we forgot to
I'll
do
give you a
that.
second to really arrange your thoughts.
Yeah.
Before you start ranting. So traditionally we introduce to my left.
Hello, I'm Dan.
And I am Greg.
Jer.
I am Chris.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Jared, and we are grown-up human comic
people.
And Dan apparently
Damn,
has
we
some
fucked
shit
that
to
up.
say.
Well,
Damn it, I wasn't paying attention at all.
let's introduce our our
We're-
special
Chris
guest.
is filling in for Becky right now.
Yeah, big shout out to Becky.
Yeah,
She just had some probes in her brain.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So we hope that she does well, and
she is doing well. She's
Yeah.
sending funny text messages. She's super fucked up.
She'll be our
She
only
was sitting
bionic
next to a
human.
lady in the hospital who was shitting her pants.
Yep, that was good.
So she's doing all right.
Yeah. But welcome, Chris. for
Hey,
this.
thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah.
Chris.
Thanks
you.
for being with us.
And I love Chris. Side note.
He really loves me too.
I do
Yeah.
too.
It's a little
Chris is
inappropriate.
Yeah, he loves you a lot. It's weird. So Dan apparently has some shit to say.
Yeah,
Tell us,
but
please.
it's more like a broader concept than it is like a exact.
That's fine.
You know,
Yeah.
like these past couple weeks have been super fucking intense. Like really busy, shit going on all week, and then it just bleeds right into the weekend. Before you know it, it's fucking Monday again, and Monday might as well be like the previous Wednesday or the following Friday because it's just fucking all bleeding together, and like it's
Yeah.
not punctuated by our podcast because we've had a few weeks off because we did so many in a row.
Yeah.
And anyway, like. So I was having a big problem with feeling fucking let down. Like, by several people. And, like, I couldn't stop ruminating on it. And usually, like, being let down, like, I just get over it. But, like, this time, there are a couple instances that fucking kept digging into me.
Yeah.
And so, in, like, just a moment of...
We have someone at the door.
We have somebody
Oh, it's Jason.
interrupting my...
It's
Oh, it's
Jason.
Jason.
Yeah.
He probably brought my eggs.
Yeah, he brought eggs for you.
So in just this moment of clarity, I was like, you know what? You know, probably has something to say about this. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, because he dealt with a lot of this shit. So I watched it. And it was about anger.
Is that like a Greek or Roman?
Roman.
Okay.
And I realized, and essentially what his philosophy was like, listen, if you're getting fucking angry all the time, or if you're getting angry at all, it's probably it's because you're not thinking about that whatever is happening probably happens all the time. Like people act the way that they like things happen usually how they've gone in the past, right? And so if you're let down by someone, or you're let down by something, or you're in traffic and you're getting fucking cut off, and you're flipping out every day, you know, and you're always pissed off about that fucking traffic incident, or with me, I'm like, it's like, look back and think, has this happened before? Is the answer yes? Okay.
Should I be surprised?
How often does this happen? You know, frequently or infrequent? Frequently. Okay. So, is it similar to what you're currently upset about? Yes. Why are you fucking upset about it? It fucking happens all the time, and goddamn it, like, you know, people, and so I was let down. But historically, in these situations, that's exactly what they've done.
Right.
Consistently have fucking done it. And here I am ruminating for 2 goddamn weeks about incidences that happen. That it's like, you know, when I go to the zoo, will the tiger have stripes? Most likely.
Probably.
So when I show up and it has stripes...
Do the stripes make you angry?
Right. Do they make me angry because I want to see a stripeless tiger?
Right.
I show up to the zoo and that day I'm like, fuck, I want to see a stripeless tiger today. I'm going to fucking walk in. Motherfucker, they always have stripes. This is
Same
fucking
goddamn
bullshit.
tiger every time.
Goddamn, every time I walk into the zoo, the tiger always has stripes. So...
It's like, are you an idiot? Like that?
Right.
That's
Like,
what
it
the
gets
fuck
to
do you
that
expect?
point.
You know, yeah,
like,
yeah.
when something consistently happens the same way, that you can walk into a situation or leave your house and understand that there's a series of events that usually, like a series of contexts or a series of help me out. I'm experiencing a little aphasia here.
Yeah, like fucking, I don't know, like the yeah, what you said, the same things happen all the time. If you expect things to happen differently, that's ridiculous.
That's what's causing.
And why are you allowing yourself that to make you angry when you knew in the back of your mind that's what was how it's going to go down?
Right. People are gonna fucking cut you off. People are gonna drive like dickheads. You're gonna walk down the street and there's gonna be somebody who says something dumb.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, like you know, someone's going to yell something out when you're fucking trying to think or something. I don't know.
Right.
Any number of stupid shit that people do. Like there's. I mean, we actually discussed this like before, like earlier in the week, and I was like, you know, that actually makes a lot of sense because, like, I don't get upset easily usually at all, and so it's usually because I'm like, well, yeah, that makes sense. I wasn't. This person did this thing, and like, they fucking do that all the time, and I'm not really surprised.
Right. And so his point was, it's the result of being too optimistic.
Right.
It's the result of being too optimistic, and then being let down, despite having plenty of reasons in evidence to not be so fucking optimistic.
Plenty of precedent.
Plenty of precedent.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now I'm not so angry anymore.
That's a pretty good rant. I
well
like that.
done.
That was good.
Well done.
I wasn't aware of Seneca. That's the first time I've heard that, but that kind of sounds like the 5th most popular soda. Like there's Seneca, and then there's like Diet Seneca, and I like the whole mentality behind it because it's like Seneca, kind of lower your expectations. We're the 5th most popular.
We're proud to be fifth.
Consistently 5th, yeah.
Very
It's like
proud.
your really old uncle loves Seneca.
Yeah.
And he gets upset when he can't find it, which is ridiculous because he should know that nobody likes that shit.
Like the first thought in my head was like it's like Fresca. It's like Walmart brand Fresca.
Nobody carries that shit. Yeah.
Nobody wants that. Also,
They make weird flavors too, like bubblegum.
I'm kind of deriding this, but I have to say, did I witness an egg deal? Is that what happened?
Yeah, what is eating those eggs? Why are you can get them at the store? Why
All
do
right.
you use
Actual regular egg.
These are eggs from a rescue farm. I don't know if the chickens were rescued, but there's
my roommate Trevor has his parents have a rescue farm and they rescue animals and they get a bunch of eggs all the time and Dan consumes eggs like it's nobody's business. So
these 2 dozen. I was actually I'm a bit let down because historically he's given me at least 3 and up to 6.
Well, to be fair, it took you a while to like pick them up, so there were 4 dozen, but somebody else in the house eats a lot of eggs too.
That's good. I need him to put on some weight so he can stop climbing the rope with just his arms.
But he did come in and pull 2 dozen eggs out of a backpack and then
That's a fair question.
Because he
It's-
loves
that's
me.
You don't see that every day.
You know,
You don't see
and I
Who
love
doesn't?
him. And well, that's
Who doesn't,
fair.
baby? Come on.
Hey, the people who let me down.
Oh, egg deals.
But I'm not angry about it because they do it consistently.
Hey,
Hashtag not angry anymore.
There you go.
Let me get like 2 dozen farm fresh, man.
No, I mean, you'd actually have to pay me like $10 a dozen to get these because they're so good.
Yeah, they're really good. They're
Yeah.
like super. Yeah. Anywho, we'll go to let's check in. We got one check in. Dark Knight Returns: Last Crusade.
Yes.
So I know you read this. Who else,
Uh-huh.
did anybody else read this? Okay,
No.
well, we'll just real quick.
Real quick.
Dan,
Yeah.
go ahead.
It's like a prequel to The Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah.
Because when The Dark Knight Returns begins, Batman is retired.
Yeah.
And we don't really know why. And this is that story. And it was really good.
Really, I didn't like it that much.
Oh, I love
That was
it.
all right. It almost felt like, Frank Miller was like, well, people like The Dark Knight Returns, and I'm doing that right now, so I might as well do another one of those. Like, it wasn't bad. Like, but it's too much of like, it's like, okay, well, we know that at one point the Joker fucking murders Jason Todd.
Right.
And that's
We
just like it's like a riff on that same fucking idea. I wanted it to be something like way different. I wanted it to be like Batman failed on like a massive scale. That's like
He didn't really fail at all.
no, it's just like Jason Todd's just like an asshole and he got himself killed. Like, and
Yeah.
you don't even see it. Like,
No, that was
I
that was my biggest problem.
Yeah, I want to see that scene, like the Joker fucking murdering that Joker, the one that has like he looks kind of normal, but he wears like a red lipstick and has
Yeah.
like green hair, but he looks like a kind of a regular dude. He doesn't even really smile that much. He has like a really subtle smile.
Right.
But that one murdering Jason Todd would be really fucking disturbing and cool.
It needed like 4 more pages.
Yeah. I think they need to start that story like halfway through what we got, and then the rest of it being,
Yeah.
that murder and like Bruce just like, I don't know, sitting in the dark for a while.
Yeah. I thought the narrative was good. I thought that the storytelling was good. Like to see Bruce get older and slower and,
Yeah.
talking with Alfred like, I don't know how much longer I can do this shit. I like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I thought the art was really good. That's John Romita Jr.
Yeah.
And I don't like a lot of what he does because I feel it always looks rushed. But I think he took his time with that. It was really nice.
Yeah. No, I liked it. I didn't love it. I think it could have been better.
It could have been better, yes.
It's one of those things where it's like, now that the Dark Knight 3 is doing well, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, what else can we do? How can we get some more, squeeze a little bit more juice out of this thing?
Right.
It felt a little bit like that to me.
I
It
could
didn't.
totally
It
see
didn't
that.
feel, super genuine. I don't know. That's just me though. So, yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah, it's here if you want to read it.
Yeah, come get it.
It's like a, oversized comic. It's like
Yeah.
$5.99, I think.
yeah.
Or $6.99, but it's a lot of pages.
Yes, it's a big book, and the art is pretty cool. So like if you like Dark Knight Returns, it's worth picking up. Come get it. Come get some. Let's move on to this question. I think everyone can kind of chime in on. You want to bring the question up, Dan?
Yeah, it's pretty much like what are your thoughts on the Justice League movie?
It's from Sean Flowers, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we got our Q&A section. We got a question on the Facebook page.
And-
By the way, feel free to go on to Facebook and find Grown Up Human Comic People and ask us any question you want about anything, and we'll probably answer it for you.
Yeah, we'll
On the show.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on the Justice League movie? I assume he's asking this because of all the negativity.
We bashed the shit out of Batman
Yeah.
v Superman.
And also the rumor that Steppenwolf is the villain. Yeah, he's probably the villain. Cause did you watch that deleted scene?
Yeah, where he's juggling the cubes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks really fucking stupid.
He looks real weird. Yeah,
Like-
Steppenwolf in the comics looks cool, but like
He's like a dude.
Yeah, he's a guy. He's like
Yeah.
long hair and shit, right?
Yeah, like this was like a CGI alien.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but maybe it's like armor or something. Hopefully,
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so.
I hope he takes that fucking helmet off or something.
We need some dark
It's so
side.
goddamn weird. Yeah.
Like if it's if Steppenwolf is going to be like the stepping stone to dark side, okay, fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, me personally, I know Jeff Johns is heavily involved now with the movies. He's not writing comics anymore.
Right. Right.
And if
I'm cool with that.
anybody knows how to write a DC comic or tell a DC story, it's him.
Yeah.
That,
Well, there's only one person better. It's Paul Dini.
yeah, Yeah.
Nice.
In the Batman universe, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's Justice League. The Justice League's
Yeah,
fucking good
that's
too.
true.
Unlimited.
Yeah.
That shit is good.
Yeah. But they both do the same thing. Like, they understand like legacy and history very
Yeah.
well, and
They dig into
Yes.
you know what like stuff characters you already know, but like they might tell like slightly different, like a story you're not expecting.
and it's not miserable to watch.
Right? Yeah, it's not.
Like Zack Snyder's vision.
Oh
of-
Jesus
of
Christ! No. That was
What
just,
the DC
ugh.
universe
Did you-
should be.
Did you watch Batman v Superman?
I have it right now. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I just
Don't
You
waste
pay
your time.
for it?
no.
All right, good.
Good.
No, absolutely,
Good.
absolutely not. I would
Yeah.
not do that.
Thank you.
I didn't
Yeah.
pay for it in theaters. I'm not gonna buy the Blu-ray. That's
Oh, I have been hearing though that apparently people are like, oh, it's a lot better whenever they added like 30 more minutes to it. Like, well, if that's
What?
the case, that is so embarrassing. If I was either the editor or honestly anybody involved with the release of that movie, I'd be so fucking embarrassed.
Right.
Saying like, oh, you know what? Wait, guys, but it's actually not bad. We just have to add like 30 more minutes to it, and then we'll release it on Blu-ray. Like, is that that's either a money grab, saying like it's actually going to be better later, and you should
Yeah.
buy it again, or you just did a fucking shitty job of editing it, and you should be fired.
You should be fired. You should not be editing any more movies.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna watch it probably illegally, because I just hate that so much. But
I'll watch it.
we'll see
I
what
mean,
happens. I guess.
I think a big issue is Zack Snyder.
Absolutely.
Zack Snyder would probably end up being the world's greatest second unit director.
Oh, yeah.
If people, put him in his place.
Yeah.
And he needs to learn what a joke is.
Well, yeah. you're
Yeah,
right.
he really does. And that DC faults from that.
Yeah.
Everything since The Dark Knight by DC has been a slow decline. I don't think anybody can dispute that.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that stuff that comes out, because the Dark Knight has some levity to it.
It does.
Even in the darkest but funniest part in that whole movie. I remember I think we saw this in the theater the night it came out.
Yes.
Is whenever I remember it was a theater full of people, and the fucking pencil joke thing. And the Joker does that, and
it's great.
and the whole theater. And usually on opening night, everyone's like fucking rowdy, and there's always someone talking, and it's like, but you understand that. But that shit happened, and the whole theater dead silent, and then like here and there at the theater, people are like,
Hushed gasps.
yeah,
That.
like hushed, like nervous laughter. But even that part's like kind of funny. It's like he just murdered a guy with a fucking pencil through the eye.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like the way he did it was kind of funny, and like Christopher Nolan gets that. He like there's a bunch of little moments in that. Even in the Dark Knight Rises, whenever Catwoman, they're on the rooftop, the two of them, and like he turns around and she's gone. He's like, so that's what that feels like. That's funny. That's a joke that they use in the Batman universe every
Right.
once in a while. But it was still good.
But it was good. It was good placement.
Yeah, and they like Chris Nolan gets that, whereas Zack Snyder's just a fucking like imitator. He did 300's great, and Watchmen is great because
He just took from
he just literally like the
existing
frames
material.
of the fucking comic book and just put
Yeah.
it on screen. Like
Yeah.
it didn't take anything.
I don't even know if I'd say they're great.
They're good. They're fun.
Did they really hold up? Because the first time
I
I
haven't seen
saw
Watchmen in a
300,
while.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I saw it again, and I thought it was pretty good, but I haven't seen it in probably, that's about 10 years old now?
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
More than-
decade
more
old.
than
And Watchmen, I watched the original cut. I didn't like it at all. And then I watched the extended director's cut, which is, again, added 30 minutes. Apparently, that's
haven't
his
seen
lucky
that.
charm.
Yeah.
But it was a much more
Watchable.
watchable, substantial, actual content with
Okay.
it.
Yeah, I think. I could also because I read Watchmen before it came out, so like maybe I'm just saying like, okay, that was a good way to adapt that to a movie.
It's kind of a shitty movie. It's a great adaptation and just not a very
Yeah.
good movie.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of those things that's like so hard. If I'll give him this, if someone had to adapt it, that's probably as good as you're gonna get.
Yeah.
I'm one of a dozen people on Earth that liked Sucker Punch.
I didn't see
Whoa.
that.
I know. Yeah, it's me and 11 people in Asia.
Yeah.
I know this. I know. We all raised our hands.
there was a meeting.
It's so
it was on Skype.
silly. There's dragons and people eating shit. It's the weirdest movie ever, but
It is.
No, Zack Snyder just. I think I'm not sure if he takes him. He seems like kind of like a frat boy kind of dude. Where he's like, okay, this is gonna look so awesome, guys. Like this is gonna be so like this shot is gonna be like this is the shot. But I feel like he says it about every shot.
Yeah.
You know, he's like that guy who I don't know.
I hope the new powers be, like the new
Jeff Johns needs to straighten that
the
shit
new
out.
execs, don't let him get too carried away.
Has anybody seen the little GIF of Wonder Woman like on the set dancing?
No.
It's wonderful.
Oh,
she
that's
is
great.
Yeah, she's.
I think that movie is going to be.
That's going to be. I hope that's going to be good. Yeah, because I do like her as Wonder Woman, and
Go Gadot.
yeah,
She's very good.
yeah, and I'm excited about that. I saw some concept art for the Flash's suit.
I don't.
Oh.
Ugh.
Jesus Christ! He doesn't even really have he has on his chest he has lightning, but he doesn't have the Flash kind of things on his.
Yeah.
We already have a great Flash on TV.
Right.
How difficult is it to just take that costume and do it like kind of the same, a little bit different? They're saying it's like 300 different like pieces of armor and shit.
Flash shouldn't.
No, the Flash he's super
wear
streamlined.
armor.
He's
Yeah.
he's
one of the coolest costumes
yeah,
in
red
comics.
spandex suit with lightning on it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know why they want to fuck that up.
I don't know. Yeah, I like Jason Momoa, and he looks cool as Aquaman.
Yeah, he does.
Oh.
He does.
He looks cool as anything.
That's true. He looks cool.
He's just a cool looking guy.
Yeah.
I play bocce ball with him. Look at you. Playing bocce ball, Jason Momoa. I even like saying your name.
You're always punching him in the arm.
Yeah.
Like you're man. This guy right here.
You're the best.
This
Yeah.
fucking guy.
Just kind of kidding, but also serious with everything. Like, let's go to bed. No, just seriously. No, I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. No, but seriously, the couch is made for you. I gave you the Tempur-Pedic pillow. That's usually mine, but no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Play bocce ball.
Just lay your flowing locks onto my Tempur-Pedic pillow. Anyway,
They got to get it right. That's all I know.
Can we just say okay? Someone answer me this question: Why
Riddle me this.
riddle me this, Batman? Why is Cyborg a member of the Justice League, and we don't have a Green Lantern? Why the fuck?
Makes no fucking sense at all.
That doesn't make any goddamn sense
I don't know.
at all. I hate it.
Cyborg is a great Teen Titans character.
Yeah.
That's
kind
it.
of. I honestly, I think it's kind of boring. Like, I don't what the fucking. You know who's a more interesting cyborg? The Superman cyborg. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
I don't know why. Is it because? No, it's not
No,
because they
no.
want a black guy. Because
John Stewart. Just put John Stewart. In fact, John Stewart's the most interesting Green Lantern.
And
Black Lantern.
you know what? If
Black Falcon.
Yeah.
I'm the Green Falcon.
Green Falcon. Yeah. Oh shit.
I don't get that. Like, if they're not gonna use Green Lanterns in the Justice League movie, when are you gonna fucking introduce them?
Okay, so yeah, exactly.
How's
Like,
it gonna make
if it's
sense?
going to be like a dark side related like apocalypse in
Space.
space, you cannot say that there's no Green Lanterns hanging around. Like that's
Right.
fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Police the whole fucking
They're the-
universe.
They're the ones who are always there. Like, I don't get it.
Come
Well-
on, come on, guys.
I agree. I do. But if you're planning on doing like the Marvel thing, and they already fucked Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds.
Well, they definitely did.
They
that.
did.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. I think you could come back from that, and that movie wasn't that bad. It was bad, but it wasn't as bad as everybody made it.
No, you're
out
right.
to
It's
be.
not
Yeah.
awful. I mean,
No.
it's not good. It's just not bad.
The villain was a giant cloud. That
That's
Yeah,
true.
sucked.
Yeah,
it's
stupid.
Sunday hangover watchable. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very much Sunday hangover watchable, but you've already fucked that, okay? Now, what are you going to do to up the ante for Justice League 2, which is going to come out no matter what?
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Add
If
Green
they-
Lantern in there for Justice League 2.
If they have if Steppenwolf really is the bad guy, like maybe they like the Green Lanterns aren't aware of him fucking with like maybe he's like directly fucking with Earth, and then like once it becomes like a bigger
problem.
conflict, then the Green Lanterns get involved. That makes sense, and I can see that happening. But it's just
If they
But they're neat. Like, you still have to establish that there's Green Lanterns from Earth.
Yeah.
You
well,
know,
they could still do that.
I think from a business standpoint, though, I think maybe you might be like onto something with the whole because the movie, like people just generally panned that movie, and this is a bad taste in people's mouths from the Green Lantern. So like they might be trying to stay away from that until they establish the other characters. And like, oh, and by the way, here's a Green Lantern too.
there's a rumor that they might put a Green Lantern in the TV series.
Oh, I would love that. And by the way, if you need a Jon Stewart for the CW series, if anyone's listening, if Stephen Amell's listening, or Grant Gustin, or anybody we've fucking hashtagged before, my resume's on the table. I am more than happy to be Jon Stewart. I can even talk a little bit blacker if you want.
Go blacker. Go blacker.
Go blacker.
Is there
Hey,
a
man.
fat Green Lantern?
Yeah.
Kilowog.
Kilowog's kind of fat,
Kilowog's
but he's a
big.
big pig man.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because
You know, like a fat human Green Lantern?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I
That
can,
would be great, though.
I can do that. I can be the fat Green Lantern. That's fine. Like the tits have been getting bigger. Yeah.
You're the Green Lantern that doesn't wear a shirt.
Definitely. Can I just be Pig Lantern? I don't even think we should put a number or a color in there. No, I'll just be
Spider Ham.
No, I was just trying to look it up and see if there was like at any point in history because I was at this super dorky camp out event for Dagger here, if anybody's familiar.
Oh, yeah.
People fight with foam weapons.
Oh,
and
that.
and there's something fucking hilarious about seeing a man in a very like this flouncy shirt, with I mean
Foppish.
foppish.
Yes.
And some weird sort of like European Middle Ages pants mixed with like maybe some Japanese Hakama style things. Like
They just mix a bunch of shit together. That
yeah,
makes sense.
and it looks hilarious. But at one point, this man who was now not in great shape had the Green Lantern symbol tattooed on his chest.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right in the middle of his chest.
That
It
is-
wasn't like fucking covered. It wasn't like a whole chest piece. It was just right there in the middle. And I just remember looking at that and being like, fuck. and I did that. Like, normally I would try to be just like sneaky and like grab a picture or something. But I couldn't. I had no composure. Like, I saw this and I was like, oh, man.
Did you take a picture of this and not tell me?
No, I didn't take a
Oh,
picture.
you
I
should-
couldn't.
you should have been
I
like-
couldn't fucking compose myself to take a picture.
You should have been like, dude,
that's
that's so cool. Can I get a picture
Yeah,
of that? My
just
buddy's
fake it.
thinking about getting one of those. Like, like whatever. Whatever you're going to say.
That's definitely a lie. My buddy's thinking about getting the Green Lantern symbol tattooed on his chest.
You're not getting the same one.
yeah.
That guy just goes, fuck you.
I was going to say yes. But now I know you're making fun of me.
Definitely making fun of me.
Walks away in his like his grown up man active sandals. Man, it's like I kind of love it because it's one of those things. Everybody's just being a fucking weirdo, and being a dork, and like letting their freak flag fly. And,
Yeah.
And I really fucking hate bullies. But that was fucking hilarious, man. That was like goddamn
No,
hilarious.
it's not bullying if you're laughing like at something that you find funny. Like you're not like trying to tear someone down. It's like you see something, you're like, that's fucking funny to me, and like you're not like, haha, you're a fucking loser. You're just like you laugh to yourself, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
But it's like it's funny for these reasons that
Right.
are fairly shallow.
yeah. True. But you're not judging that guy's personality.
I've seen a jacked guy with a Superman tattoo like on his chest,
And you were still
I
like,
still was
that's
like,
Wow,
that's
wow,
ridiculous.
wow. No,
that still made me laugh.
That's
That's
actually
ridiculous on like that's I think exponentially worse.
Yeah, that's
Like-
worse. That's definitely worse.
Like, cause I would hang out with the dude with the Green Lantern tattoo.
Yes.
That guy, the Jack dude with a fucking Superman tattoo on his
Oh, yeah.
chest. Like,
That's a level
like
of
seriously,
audacity.
man. Like
Yeah.
a level of narcissism.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
like-
exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would bully
Fucking
that guy.
idiot. Yeah. Just walk up,
Yeah.
bro. That is a sweet tattoo. High five.
No, that's when you just go, psych.
or Batman's way better. Just keep walking.
Oh yeah, bro. You want to say that to my face?
I just did.
Nope, I don't.
No, I'm just telling you, that's stupid.
I'm gonna run. If you try to attack me, I'm gonna run. So if I find a brick, I'm gonna run.
All right, I think that was a really long question answer. Let's get to the books.
Wow.
That was fun.
All right,
That
where
was
we
good.
at?
That was good. All right, let's start with Lucas Stand.
That's what.
Dan, you want to talk about this?
Lucas Stan.
Lucas Stand. So Lucas Stand is from Boom, with the author
Kurt Sutter.
Kurt Sutter and Caitlin Kittredge, illustrated by Jesus Hervas,
Very nice.
and a bunch of other people. So
Good pronunciation there.
thank you.
Kurt Sutter, creator of Sons of Anarchy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And
that-
also a writer for the Shield too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Now that you say that,
Jeez.
like I can see that name in the opening. Yeah, okay.
And that failed Viking show on FX that came after Sons of Anarchy.
The Bastard's Executioner.
Yes.
Yeah, that was his latest pet project, and
Yeah.
nobody liked that.
I have no
Nobody
idea what that
liked
is.
it. He actually did a PSA video. It was like, I'm sorry, it sucked. He basically owned up to it. He's like,
Yeah, hey,
it
that's
wasn't very
cool.
good."
Yeah, good for the
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
respectable.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But this book, wow, it was really
It's something.
dark. Yeah. It was the first 8 or 9 pages. I was like, God, this is depressing.
Yeah. So if we sum it up real fast, so Lucas Stan initially works as a security guard at like a mall or something.
No. He's in the war.
No, in the beginning.
In the beginning.
the book.
Oh.
Yeah.
The beginning, he's he's out of the service. He was a Marine.
Yeah.
Right.
And he was like,
That's what I meant.
yeah,
Yeah.
like he I think he said he was like in the the sandbox for like 10 years or
Yeah,
something.
he was across for a long time.
Yeah.
and then he ends up punching his boss in the face, going to a bar, getting drunk, and kind of indirectly causing a family to drive off a cliff.
But there was someone standing in the road
Well, there's that too.
that
There's
had like a
weird-
demon shadow.
Yeah, there's like a weird demon thing that may have caused this too. So
Right.
like someone's directing.
But
this.
he was drunk and he was fucking doing all kinds of drugs and things.
Yeah, and so then he sees on the TV that that family. He sees that accident and that all 4 people in the family were killed, and so he shoots himself in the face.
He puts a gun in his mouth and
yep.
pulls the trigger.
Yeah, and then a bunch of stuff happens.
He wakes up to some like sergeant dude over him telling him that he is being given a second chance because he has a job to do, but he has to say he accepts.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a knock on the door, and he looks through the little like hole,
People.
and it's just this like little guy. And then when the guy the sergeant guy's like, don't open the door, don't open the door, don't open the door, and he opens the door anyways.
It's his neighbor, right? It's like his
It's
old neighbor.
a neighbor, or
I think it's
yeah,
his neighbor.
yeah, and
Yeah.
he turns out to be like a demon himself, and he attacks him, and they fight, and while they're fighting, the sergeant guy's like, you have to say you accept my offer,
Or else I can't help you.
or I can't help you.
Yeah.
So he's like getting pushed off the, roof after this fight, and he's like, I accept. And then what happens? It's the
He's in
weirdest
the-
thing
He's in the 40s.
in Nazi
Yeah.
Germany.
Yeah. So we have no idea what's happening.
Like took the weirdest turn.
Yeah, it gets really, really weird, and yeah, he gets captured by the Nazis, and then one of the Nazis is a demon, and I don't really understand what's going on, but I'm interested.
I'm interested too.
It's not so far off the rails where
But it starts out really cool with this big idea. I'm talking about free will and this idea of do we have free will, or are we just products, or are we pretty much our actions the result of compulsions and just drives from biologically driven, or
yeah,
just the result of fucking evolution and evolving to this
reactions
point.
to things.
Yeah, reactions and responses to stimuli, and like the need to eat, sleep, fuck,
Yeah.
and procreate.
His personal narrative is pretty good.
Yeah.
Those first couple pages.
And I was expecting this to go somewhere entirely different, or else keep up with that theme of like exploring that thought or those ideas about free will, and does it really exist?
I think it kind of does, because I think that even though he was drunk, that figure in the road, like before he even kills himself or anything like that, like someone's manipulating his path.
Yeah, someone
So-
wants him to do something.
Yeah, so that's not
Right.
He's not entirely in control of the situation.
But that's sort of his personal narrative doesn't keep up with that. After he jumps off the roof,
Right.
it doesn't
I don't know.
stay
I
the
mean,
course. Maybe it'll
kinda does,
reappear.
though. I mean, like
Yeah.
he's really, because he's essentially like reacting to all the shit that's happening to him. Like he doesn't, like the only thing he chose to do really was to kill himself. Like that's his only choice in this whole thing. And then it's like all these events happening, so he's kind of getting swept along and like.
Right, and maybe that's it. Maybe suicide is the only fucking act of
Jesus
the
Christ.
only
Oh, here we
expression
go.
of free will. The thing that acts in direct contrast, in direct opposition of all of these drives that he's talking about.
Yeah.
Like the only expression of
But it
free will is
failed.
suicide because it's not. It's something that.
But it was.
But
a failure.
it isn't. It isn't
failed.
because he's. I mean, he's.
And even that was taken away from him
Yeah.
because that was orchestrated by these, whatever the fuck this guy is. If he's a demon or if he's an angel or something.
Yeah.
But the one thing
Maybe
that I've heard, I've heard it talked about. You know, like the only, if we can't control, if we don't have the ability to decide when we die, then what
do you have?
What do we have?
Yeah.
You know, and that was in response to whatever. What is it called? Dr. Kevorkian. What's that called? Medically assisted suicide.
Assisted suicide.
Assisted suicide. For people in like late stage terminal illness.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this motherfucker, he doesn't even get that. You know, so
He's like he makes that choice and he does it.
Yeah.
And then the guy's like, nah, sorry.
Sorry, you have a purpose.
Yeah. And if you don't let me help you, then this fucking demon thing's probably gonna tear you apart.
Yeah.
and
It'll be way
which-
worse.
Yeah.
Which just lends itself to this whole idea. You know, there's that every year people are jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
Right? And the majority of people die.
Yeah. Some people don't though.
But some people don't die, and it's like maybe there's actually this demon keeping them around to fucking do
Right,
his
yeah.
bidding. They are robbed. So there is no free will. There's something deciding whether we live or die.
Well, one time it wasn't. It was the opposite of a demon, which is a seal. It was a seal that helped. When the seal
Well,
is the
hey, you
cutest
know,
thing
Saint
you can
Raphael.
think of.
Saint Raphael in the Catholic tradition, he came as a dog.
Oh yeah.
Saved some people.
Dogs are not as cute as seals.
Well, seals are like the dogs of the ocean.
Yeah, but they're way cuter than that.
Yeah, we all seen Gus or Goose.
Oh yeah, goose man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, gooses. Yeah.
And also really cute otters.
Oh, otters.
Otters are kind of like freshwater seals.
Absolutely. And otters sleep on their backs and hold hands so they don't float away from each other.
Yeah, they're so man, they're fucking best.
They do cute little human things with their hands.
I don't think Chris knows this, but the J-Man's one weakness is things that are really fucking cute.
Really?
It's his
No,
kryptonite.
no, that's a lie.
Absolutely true.
So
Yeah, BB-8,
Don't
fucking
say,
goose.
You can't say that on a podcast.
You said so yourself. You love Goose on the podcast.
Yeah,
Like I love this little fucker. He's so cute.
you can't point that shit out.
Gus.
I'm in a band. You're gonna ruin everything for me.
I have a serious question. If Dan and I give each other Eskimo kisses right now, are you gonna lose your shit?
No.
That might
Actually, yeah, I would lose my shit. I think we'd all lose our.
No.
I got a question to the senior members here. I honestly don't know. Kurt Sutter, has he made a comic book before, or is this the first time?
I'm pretty sure this is first.
So
First
this
foray.
might be the best avenue he can take for his story writing because
Oh, yeah.
the biggest issue that I've ever had with him is I can liken his storytelling style to when you're hungry and you go to the grocery store and you come back and you're like, this is way too much. I should not have done this. That's what he does, is that he has these grandiose ideas and he tries to stuff it in as much as he possibly can. And you're like,
He does.
no.
Why did I eat all the chips that I bought and now over this food and I'm not hungry anymore?
Like
I was gonna cook, but fuck it.
I bought goat cheese. I didn't need goat cheese. That's like,
yeah, that
was
happened a
dumb.
lot in Sons of Anarchy. Like there were
It did.
moments like you were like, what the fuck?
Well-
Like, this is going way too far.
Hey, I didn't watch that, but we did watch The Shield, and I mean, but that's tempered by what's his face?
well, Sean Ryan, yeah, he did. But
Yeah.
if you look into the Shield and you see any like the commentaries on the DVDs and everything, they do talk about Kurt Sutter having these just incredible, mind-blowing ideas, and then just taking it a little bit too far, and it's a little bit too far, and saying, you need to bring that back. We can't have a talking dog. This is a very serious show. No, there's no magical powers in this show, and no, we can't combine Narnia in the Shield. It's not going to happen.
That's
And he's
fair.
like, okay, come back to reality. And it obviously hyperbole there, but he did a lot of that with Sons of Anarchy, which I couldn't even finish because it just got so ridiculous.
I didn't start.
It ended well. I mean,
I like that too. Yeah.
I like the show.
Don't tell me what happened.
There are a lot of goofy moments though. A lot of weird moments. But overall, like if you take a step away from that, like I mean, it's fucking Hamlet, really. That's what it was.
That's what it was supposed to be from the get-go.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of silliness that happened.
A whole lot, yes.
Yeah.
Do we get any Mackie references at all? Like throughout the whole thing?
He's in it.
Well, Mackie's in it.
He makes a cameo.
Really?
I-
Chickless.
Oh,
Does he?
awesome.
Well,
Yeah,
most,
Yeah,
most
he's,
of the
he's,
people
he's
from
in
the
like
Shield
the
do.
last episode.
Yeah,
and
he's
like
a truck driver.
Yeah.
And it takes place in the same universe. The gangs.
I know that the
are the
one
same.
Niners are in it.
Yeah,
Like,
the one Niners and I forget the other one.
The Mexican one.
Yeah,
I forget what they're called.
Uh,
Los Mags.
Los Max.
Los
Yeah.
Mags.
Yeah.
Chickless is in it. He's not Mackie.
He's not Mackie. Oh,
but
that's bullshit.
Yeah.
he's
I love
he's a
it,
truck
like,
driver.
for him to just like show up at a scene one time and like have to take a note and her be like, "Get the fuck out of here, Mackie," and he's like, "Okay, that'd be great."
Dutch is in it.
Oh, I know he was in it. Yeah.
He is, and a lot of people.
Okay.
Aceveda, I believe, has 1 or 2 cameos in it.
Yeah.
So, any closing thoughts on Lucas Stan? Anybody?
I'll come back for more.
I will too. I liked it.
It
I
was
have I have
enough
so
to
many
hook me.
questions.
So weird, but
Yeah.
Rob of the audience made a good point. He said he just said to me, "It's like the age-old battle of heaven and hell," and I think that's a good point because the
Oh, you know what?
demon and the sergeant guy were talking as if they were talking as if they had done that dance before.
Right. The so what's funny you say that? Did you grab that one from over there?
He did.
Okay, that's the broken one. Yeah. No, I didn't know you grabbed that one. I did the same thing earlier. That's what
That's why it's
it
by
was
the
over
door.
there for throwing out.
Yep. Someone in the audience just sat on
It's
the
a broken
broken chair,
chair.
and fell.
So anyway, so the good versus evil thing. The first time I read this, and I completely forgot about this until you just mentioned that. I don't know if any of you guys watched G versus E. Good versus Evil. It was like
No.
a TBS or TNT show, or one of those channels, and it was a guy who was like a shitty dude, and he dies, and he, instead of going directly to hell, he is kind of like in purgatory, and he gets recruited by this agency, who it's like kind of people working for heaven, fighting against demons who are trying to take people's souls, and it's pretty fucking cool. It's like a '70s cop show, only with that premise.
That
It's
is
shot
kinda
like a
cool.
'70s cop show, and like the music is all like funk and shit.
How old
It's
is
really
that?
cool. It was like early 2000s, I think, maybe like very late '90s, like '98 or '99. I don't know.
Badass as
It's
fuck.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Yeah.
awesome, and it's
What network was it on?
I don't want to say TNT or TBS.
One of the
or
T's.
US. Oh, it might have been USA. I don't
Is
know.
it-
One of those. Like,
it's
Is
on
it
the
on
channels.
anything?
anymore? Like reruns?
Like Netflix or?
I don't think it's on Netflix, but it's
YouTube?
fucking awesome. Yeah, there you go. You found it right there.
What?
Yeah, USA. It's USA.
Fuck this shit. End the
Yeah.
podcast. Let's watch
Let's
that.
watch G versus Z. It's good. It's fun to watch, and the two main
USA.
characters are great. So
Just
anyway, that reminded me of that.
Part of the setup, even like, and then that taking it even a step further in digression, like that reminds. My brother was telling me about a show called Life on Mars, I think, where it's
Yeah,
a guy.
yeah.
It's
It's a British show first, and then they made an American one.
Was it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in a coma, but you're not sure if, I guess it all takes place in. I haven't seen any of it yet, but it's within that he's a detective in the 70s, I think, for like a cops.
Yeah,
He's
he like gets transported back to the '70s or something.
yeah, he's solving cases and stuff, but he has a life within that. But
Yeah.
is it all while he's in a coma? I guess it is, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen any of it yet, so I can't weigh in on that. But
Yeah,
it's
I've heard it was good.
the premise sounded pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Any Lucas Stan thoughts? Anybody else? We'll keep reading.
Keep reading.
Yeah,
Keep reading, yeah.
definitely.
Made the cut.
Yeah, cool. So let's go to J-Man. You want to hit some Hillbilly?
Yes, hand me the book, Greg.
Present him with the book.
Present it to me. I like to hold it when I talk about it.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Oh.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, that was a good one.
It was
Says
valid.
This is another brand new one. This is number one, first
Yeah.
ever, first anything.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing. That's one of the reasons why we went to Volume 2, because we're trying to reach out to the people who may not be into comics in the first place, and you can jump on board with any of these books we're talking about. Come down to the store, buy them, check them out, and you can read along with us. We'll check back in with them later too, and so that's what we're trying to do here. We're not gonna
Yeah, because do you need another fucking podcast or just another opinion on the continuity issues of goddamn Superman?
Yeah,
or
nobody gives a shit
Batman,
about
or
that.
like every third
That's a good point.
person
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
run into on the street has a goddamn opinion about these books that have been around for over half a century.
Yeah.
And what you don't know about is this cool shit coming out right now for the first time that you can go and read yourself.
Yeah.
And
You're right. You're on the same page as everybody else.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can form your own opinions about it, and you can get into it, and you can like become a fan.
And your thoughts will be just as valid as everyone else's, and nobody can take that away from you because they've been reading it since 1963.
You can't have some fat guy come up to you and be like, "Well, actually, if you knew about this thing, you would know that." Blah, 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 blah." Like, shut
You
the
would
fuck up,
know
dude.
how I am a 53-year-old virgin living in his mother's basement.
Well, he's scratching just under his jawline. Like, yeah, it's like,
Some big fucking hairy mole.
His neckbeard's too itchy.
yeah. He's twirling his mole hair around his finger.
Yeah.
Oh
Mean
god.
bastard.
Oh god.
There's a cocoon on the end of the mole hair.
Ooh, the cicadas are back this year.
Dude, that's real shit though. Like in Asia, they'll let those hairs grow long because it's supposed to be a sign of like prestige or good luck or something. But yeah, there's this little fucking pharmacy I would go to in Thailand, and this dude, I guess he was Chinese immigrant or something, but he had this fucking mole. And like, dude wasn't selling like any cool shit, It wasn't selling like magic potions or like any like
or
weird
mogwai.
thing. Or mogwai. He was selling like fucking Valium. That's why I went there. 'Cause
Just illegal drugs is all.
no, totally. It was totally illegal there. You can't fucking sleep. There's dogs that are out, barking their asses off at like 2 o'clock in the morning. You can go take a couple Valium, go to sleep. But every time I walk in there, I'd just be like fixated on this fucking long. And I'm talking. It was like probably I don't know 6 inches of hair. But like there wasn't like 10 hairs or 20 hairs. It was like 4 or 5 like really thick long hairs. Like at one point, like so.
Jesus.
Does he clip the ends so it keeps growing?
Man, like
'Cause
the
that's what you
split
have to do.
ends, so they grow
keep it going,
faster.
yeah.
Like at what point, like because presumably he hadn't let this thing grow his entire life, or it'd probably be down to his waist.
Yeah.
So he spends his adolescence, maybe his 20s, fucking trimming this thing up, and then. He like forgets about it. He goes camping. He's hanging out with the bros for like a week. He's like whatever, walking the Great Wall. Doesn't have any mirrors, and then he comes home and they're like an inch. At what point are you just like, I'm gonna let this fucking thing grow in. I'm gonna see how this fucking looks.
You know what? Good for him though, because like he's not like a fucking hipster or something where he's like he saw someone else do it and then was doing it. He's like, you know what? I like these mole hairs. I'm gonna do that. That's gonna be my thing. That's my fucking thing. I'm gonna do that.
And
Good for him.
it's something different. It's a girthy hair. It has gravitas and weight to it. Yeah.
It's coarse.
I'm gonna say that again just to disgust everyone. A girthy hair.
If you wrap your finger around all of them and you pulled them all out, they have like really long roots. Like gummy shit would come out of the mole.
Like you couldn't even
conversation.
pull them out. And his cheek would.
This is enough. Enough. You can replant it in dirt. That's my mole tree.
a mole tree. That's my mole tree. The fruit is moles.
Oh, it's like an apothecary where he just like trims off the little ends for like special potions. No, but if it were like one of those joints, I'd be like, those mole hairs make sense. No, we're just showing him to buy some fucking Valium and antibiotics. Like,
That's what's the value, man. Trim your face. Goddamn.
freaking me out, son.
What if it was like, lick my mole hair for free Valium?
Dude, there was some nights
hair. It's good for you.
I totally. If he would have told me that licking his mole hair would have gave me the power to sleep through dogs barking at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'd have fucking licked them. At least once. I'd have licked them one time, and if it didn't work, I'd go back and let them know I was really upset.
Fuck you. Give me 3 volume, please. Don't let me catch you making motherfuckers lick your shit again, though.
And
I'll be back.
mouthwash.
I'll be back.
That
I
will be
see you,
4 yen
motherfucker.
or 1 lick.
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take?
I just had that same thought, and I kind of threw up a little bit in my mouth when I was thinking about it.
1, 2, 3. 3. Jesus Christ! All right, that's
I'd like to offer a.
That really went off the rails
take
there.
us into Hillbilly. That's enough of that.
Hillbilly.
Before we continue, I'd like to offer a brief congratulations to the more resilient of our listeners out there. And now you may continue.
Thanks for hanging on.
Go with the Animaniacs thing. Good night, everybody.
I can't do this now. This whole,
Eric by Eric Powell, same
this
guys.
one,
Big
yeah,
Man
this one's
Plans.
Eric Powell. Yep, same as Big Man Plans, and it says "by." It doesn't say anything else, so I guess this motherfucker did
did
everything
everything.
in this
Damn.
goddamn book. He colored it and drew it. And he had everything to do with this
Yeah.
one.
Impressive.
But this was my favorite out of all the ones we did for this and the next one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it. Did you read this one, Dan?
No, I didn't read it.
Oh, you
It's good.
fucker.
It's good.
Yeah, I know. Big Man Plans was my shit.
Yeah, you'd
this
like
is
this
cool.
one too.
Fuck.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what. Do we know how many this is, too?
I don't know.
Out of? Doesn't have anything like that?
Let me do
That
a
doesn't
quick,
say like one of-
quick Google search.
Yeah, you can check that while we're
Yeah.
talking about it a little
What
bit.
exactly is this one about? Because I didn't read it
Yeah.
either.
Lay it down. Lay
It
down.
starts with him rescuing, and I don't like the fact that it's called Hillbilly. I think they should have named it something else. I don't like that name, man.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. That's just a cheesy kind of name, and
Well, it
the
gives,
book
it gives
has a
you
little
certain
bit.
kind of like
Yeah,
expectation, and I'm not sure.
and
Maybe
it's
the
kind of
next
like a
one's little-
fantasy type of book too.
Yeah, a little
and
bit, yeah.
Hillbilly gives you the impression that it's not going to be that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like that.
Especially coming
book.
from the dude who wrote Big Man Plans. I'm just thinking of like some fucked up like Appalachian.
Yeah,
shit,
like,
That's
like,
exactly
like
what
an
I thought.
incestual
Yeah.
type of thing,
Or
something
the hills
something
have
that's
eyes.
like depraved or debauched.
Yeah,
Just-
and that's not really not what like.
Yeah.
I mean, it might get there, but we don't know.
I don't think it is. It starts out with him being like a good dude. He starts with
Yeah.
him rescuing like a little kid
Yeah.
Oh,
from
wow.
like this witch.
Yeah.
Apparently their world is like sort of like infested with these witches.
Yeah. Yeah.
And-
it's a really cool.
Yeah,
thing.
and then he tells this kid like his origin after
Yeah.
that, and he explains about.
Well, the kid knows the story too, though.
Yeah, it's sort of like a legend,
Yeah.
and then he tells him like sort of like the real story of how it
yeah.
goes.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, like not a lot happens in the actual story. It's just pretty much him being that kid and then like,
Yep.
walking him home.
And
Yeah.
telling him the story of like how he
Yeah, yeah,
got to where he is, because like the first time you see him, like you have a bunch of questions because he's
Yeah.
like big ass dude. He's got long beard, long hair. He's got his eyes are covered,
yeah,
so everybody thinks he's blind,
yeah,
and he has a gigantic butcher knife
yeah,
that he lays waste to this witch with.
yeah. It's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's,
Wow.
And the cool thing, he doesn't tell him like this is my story. He like that.
Says, "Have you
one
heard
of
this?"
one or the other say like, oh, have you ever heard the story about the boy who I forget, like the iron boy who was born of iron? or
Is it called
something
the
like
Iron Child or Iron Kid or something like that?
that? Something like that.
He
Yeah.
ate like
I
an
don't know.
applesauce cake on top of a pile of dead bodies. That's like
Yeah. So they
Yeah, they have weird stories.
but they're trading these stories back and forth, and like the last story that the guy tells is really detailed, and the boy kind of like at the end of it says, "That's you, isn't it?"
Well, because the kid says, "I know that story, but I've never heard that before. I've heard it that way before."
Right.
And the kid's like, and the guy's like, "Well, you know," he's like, "You're him. Like you're the fucking guy."
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, you're at home now, see ya." Yeah,
I ain't
it's
saying
cool.
shit.
This is an ongoing.
No, okay.
Good.
Yeah,
Oh,
I like it.
He,
Cool with that.
I'm quickly skimming an interview. He says, "I have a big story in mind."
Mm.
So
Oh, if you did you see?
that's
No,
cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Reference or whatever.
I gotta definitely read it.
Actually, read that part right there. See, there's a joke like right there where I had that open.
Yeah.
See what that says right there? He says 2 things I know about today.
Today is Tuesday,
Favorite part of the whole book.
and a witch is gonna die.
And then you gotta you gotta read the rest of it though.
But today is Wednesday. There's but one fact of which I'm sure.
That sold me too.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just changes it right up and then he kills her ass. Yeah.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, this book is good.
Dude, and the art in this book is sweet. I'm just seeing this for the first
Yeah.
time. I really dig this style.
Yeah.
Uh,
It seems similar to Big Man Plans, even though he didn't
Yeah.
draw Big Man Plans, right?
Yeah, very similar to Big Man.
He didn't?
I don't know.
The art,
'Cause there's
the
two-
art
there's
is
two
almost
names on it.
identical. It's very,
It is.
very similar.
And
yeah.
even the text
Yeah.
is.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought somebody else drew Big Man Plans, but I could be wrong. I don't recall who drew
We're
it.
computing
but
it now.
It does look a lot like it.
Maybe that's similar to Duff singing like Axel.
Yeah.
In fact, we pointed out
It
on,
is,
the, on
yeah.
the front cover here, That's exactly one of the poses from one of the covers of Big Man Plans.
Yeah,
Like, the
standing
way
there
he's
just
standing
kind of hunched over.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's the first issue.
Only Big Man Plans. Doesn't he have like a hatchet or something?
He has,
He has
I
a
forget.
machete.
A machete.
Yeah, that's it.
For the uninitiated, what the hell is Big Man Plans?
We talked about it a few episodes ago.
Okay.
It's a book about a guy who is a little person, and he it's basically like them they detail his entire like shitty life and how they only like 3 people have ever been nice to him, and one of those people apparently was like just died, and he got a letter. It's like the woman he was in love with his whole life. He's like Winnie Cooper.
Okay.
And so he just goes on, like, he's essentially like his like fucking revenge path, and it's bloody and unbelievably fucked up. It's really intense.
So
Yeah, it was drawn by
Tyrion
someone
Lannister
else.
and Old Boy.
Yeah, that's a good description. If it's Tyrion Lannister, if you played as Tyrion Lannister in the Punisher the game that came out in 2004,
If
like-
Tyrion Lannister was Tyrion Lannister with his size and intellect, but had the fighting prowess of the Mountain,
yeah,
that would be it.
and
And
that,
the backstory of the Count of Monte Cristo.
that character. If you put that character in Audition,
Jesus.
oh yeah, it is fucking intense.
Okay.
Just for example, like he peels the skin off of someone's like both of their hands and staples it to the wall so that it's just like skeleton hands with the skin peeled back, and
Yeah. Didn't he cut that guy's dick
Oh,
off?
he cut the
And
guy's dick off and like just has a tube like a catheter pretty much, so that he doesn't have to like, as he's torturing this guy, the guy just pees in the tube and he doesn't get to piss on him. It's really special. It's great.
But he's
I can see.
There are some really sweet moments in it too, though. Like really charming, heartwarming moments.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very charming.
Yeah.
It was drawn by someone else. You got
Okay.
good
Okay.
memory.
Wow.
But Big Man or
This does look really
Hillbilly,
similar.
Hillbilly is all Eric Powell.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I really like this a lot. It was. I didn't like it as much as a couple other ones, but I think it's like on the same level. I think we got a few really good books here that we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
for sure.
don't like the name. You're right, Jared. Like,
Yeah.
it's just-
Yeah.
This really doesn't do it
Just
justice.
sloppy fucking name, yeah.
Yeah.
You told me to read. This is the first one you told me to read.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the name either.
Yeah.
Because it's badass. That
Yeah, it's
name does
cool.
not do it justice.
No, because it's almost like a kind of mountain person like fantasy adventure.
I was just a second ago. I was thinking like Mountain Man would be a better title. Even, or
yeah,
something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Or even like what because Iron whatever.
Even Mountain Man's not that good. It's just,
Just it's better than
Better than
Hillbilly.
Hillbilly.
Yeah.
Hillbilly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think of.
I was thinking like something more like Rust Belt or Appalachia or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something, like Roots.
And especially if you had read Big Man Plans, you would have anticipated exactly that. Like,
yeah. Yeah. If you're familiar with Eric Powell and Big Man Plans, you hear something Hillbilly, you're like, oh, this is gonna be really fucked up then. But this is really not the same thing at all. Like it's. I don't know,
It's not as
different.
dark, which I like too.
Yeah.
Big Man Plans. It gets,
I mean, it could
gets
get really
hard
dark.
sometimes.
Oh, it's a bummer
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
How many issues were there to Big Man Plans?
Four?
Four?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like that about it too. It's like you get this concise story, and then
Yeah.
that's the end of it. There's. I'm more of a fan about that, especially with comics, like because there's with the big publishers, you get like with Marvel and DC, you get like ongoing books where you're like, okay, I like that story arc, and they're like, here's the next one. And you're like, can I just have a break, please? Like I don't. Or go to a different character. I don't know. I don't need these like ongoing fucking stories all the time. Like switch up characters.
And I feel like there's pressure on the writers or something
Absolutely.
too. The
Yeah.
creators.
Well, they
who-
switch up writers because of that.
And yeah, because it's like, no, this story has come to a logical conclusion.
Yeah.
Let's fucking
Yeah.
let's let it go.
Yeah, it's like why don't we switch from Batman to like a character like, but Midnighter, like
Right,
give me
right.
that for like a a 6-issue arc, and then bring Batman back. Like that's cool.
Right. Tell us
I think
another story about what the fuck's been going on.
Yeah, and then you'd be more excited to be like, oh man, Batman's back. Cool. I'm excited for the next Batman story.
Right.
But instead, it's like we're on like Batman number 50, and like fuck.
Yeah, they're fucking
even know what's
books.
going on
They're
anymore.
comic books. They're not fucking newspapers.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have felt that way about, like you said, like TV shows. Like whenever I saw the first season of 24, and I was like, this is great. And then my friend told me, like, yeah, they're going to do a second season. I thought, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And I mean, like
The second season was good.
the second season was still good, but it was like it's the beginning of a slow decline, and
Yeah.
it's like they just never I guess just the greediness kept them from doing just a miniseries.
That's always the problem.
Yeah.
Almost always is the problem. Like
Yeah.
it's like, oh well, this did well. Let's do another one. People
Yeah.
are still going to buy that shit.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody doesn't have like a complete. In fact, I just heard this recently about Game of Thrones. I'm not sure if you read this, but apparently there are at most like the
15.
Benioff and Weiss, they are set on being like the most you get 15 more episodes. That's it. There's
Yeah.
no more than that. They're fucking ending it, and that's going to be the end of the story. Like that's great. Yeah, they're not going to try and fucking stretch it out for 9 seasons or whatever. It's like,
HBO
that's it.
wants them to though.
No, they
They're
definitely do.
on them. They're
But-
like,
but-
come on, guys, just do 2 more full seasons. They're like, nope,
Yeah.
nope. When we mapped this out, it was 70 to 75 hours to tell our story.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Because the reason I was bringing up 24 is the way I was explaining it at the time. That like that first season is so tightly woven. It's probably true for other stuff too. I'm sure. Where it's like the plot points, like they all kind of weave into each other in such a tight fashion, and that's because it was like I assumed that was the writers who like got it really tight before they even pitched it.
Right.
It did well, and then they had all of a few months to start to write something, a follow up, and that's where it's like instead of like an assassination attempt on a candidate before like during the primaries, then it's like what's our next big conflict? Bomb. And
Yeah.
they go for the really generic things because they don't have
Well,
time to think of anything really
It's
innovative.
kind of like whenever like an artist blows up and has like a great first album, like Alanis Morissette or Hootie and the Blowfish. It's like this album they spent their whole fucking life making this
Yeah.
album, and then they're like, this did really well. You sold millions of copies. Give us another one. And they're like, by when? And they're like, next year. Like, all right, I'll try. And then it's the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
It's a good analogy.
yeah, that's.
Homeland was also like that. I don't know if anybody here
I
watched
didn't
Homeland.
watch it.
Homeland's first season is some of the best television anybody will ever see.
People say that all the time.
Yeah, because it's incredible, and it deserved every billion awards that it won. And then Homeland season 2 was like, this is really intense, and none of it makes any sense whatsoever.
Or also a True Detective.
Yes,
Oh.
very much so.
First
Oh
season
my
is
God.
so fucking good.
That second season's a mess.
It doesn't make any sense at all. It's
I got
terrible.
3 episodes in, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, like what's happening? I don't give a shit.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Terrible.
thought 3 episodes. That's it. I have no idea how it ends. I don't care. You guys can spoil it for me right
Oh
now.
no, I read the spoilers. It doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, I'm
The
sure.
ending,
Whatever.
like it's the worst writing ever. Like they solve the big like twist mystery plot in like a back and forth 2-minute conversation in the like second to last episode. They're like, all right, well, let's go save the day. After that, and you're like, wait, what? You got to like rewind it and listen carefully, and you're like, this is really how you are connecting the dots. Just through this simple, like it was really sloppy storytelling.
Yeah.
I can't believe I wasted 10 hours of my life.
Bottom line, I think, point is, if you've got a story, tell your story and be done with it, and then let's move on to something else.
Agreed.
Yeah. J-Man, any more?
No.
Comments?
Don't be fooled by the
Hillbillies?
title.
Yeah, don't be fooled by the title.
Yeah.
Hillbilly is sweet. Pick it up.
It reminded me of loosely, just because of like the witch eating children thing, but Hansel and Gretel, you know,
Yeah, a
Just-
little bit.
yeah, a little bit. That was like just in the first couple of pages, I was thinking about that. But
One of
it gets way bigger than that, though.
Well, yeah, one of the things I liked about it was that it sets up this kind of a universe that you don't usually see like a fantasy universe in this kind of setting.
Yeah, it's
you don't see
different.
like a kind of Appalachia weird. I mean, with like what's the
Birthright.
no I did think about that a little bit, but I was thinking of Harrow County.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
in the south.
That's south, yeah.
This is like kind of an Appalachian kind of setting. You don't see that as a setting for anything really. Not much anyway.
It's few and far between.
And especially not as like a fantasy setting. Like this was literally like a fantasy book, and that's fucking cool to me. I think that's
If you're interested in that, Orson, Scott Card.
Yeah.
He has a fantasy series called Seventh Son, where that's kind of like the gist of it. And
Isn't there a movie for that?
there is a separate movie that has nothing to do with that. This is more like Oregon Trail meets. I'm trying to think of like the best magical analogy, but it's very much like the Oregon Trail set in Appalachia, but magic exists, and the dawn of magic exists in like Pennsylvania. That's where they start, and it's like, oh my god, I can control fire. This is the first time that's ever happened, and you're like, Well, that's kind of cool. All
That is
right.
All right.
But that's really the only thing I can think of is, yeah, Seventh Son. And that did spawn a pretty, I don't want to say a popular series because I guarantee anybody who listens to this is going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no way.
Yeah.
I found it behind a radiator one day and was like, oh, this isn't quite so ruined. I'll read this.
All right. Well, yeah, I'll check that out. That sounds cool. But yeah, that's one of the things that what I liked about this was that it's like a fantasy and not the setting you would think. It's not it's not fucking medieval whatever bullshit. It's
Yeah.
modern-ish and weird. So I don't know, Dan, you ready for
Midnight
of the Soul?
Oh, man, fucking Hillbilly is great. Sorry, guys. I just got really wrapped up in that. Checking that out. I couldn't stop turning the pages.
Yeah.
That's goddamn fantastic. Anyway,
You
Midnight
sum-
of the Soul.
Sum it up and go to the bathroom.
So, the straightforward story is a man returns home from World War II with PTSD. He's trying to be a writer. He hasn't left the house or his city. He hasn't left the city, and since he came back from the war, he hasn't left the block he was on for whatever since the last time he saw the shrink. And he hasn't left his house in however many months or years. And he's a wreck. He's a failing writer. He's not doing shit. Nobody's picking his books up. And his wife is a prostitute. She's at least fucking some dude for a lot of money.
It wasn't
I think
very
she's a
clear.
prostitute.
Yeah.
I think that's her pimp. That she's fucking.
Yeah?
and she's also like a prostitute.
Yeah.
Because doesn't he find a bunch of different pictures of like different guys?
Yeah, he finds. But with the story. So that's sort of the surface story. But what's going on is he's talking about, he was addicted to opiates because he got shot, I guess, a bunch of times, right, in the war.
Yeah, he definitely got shot.
And so he got addicted to pills, and then he got off the pills and drinking liquor. And what's interesting, it's just this, to me, what was interesting about it was this theme of, getting older, experiencing terrible shit, in your world kind of becoming smaller and smaller, more insulated, and then anesthetizing yourself with whatever it is, fucking pills or liquor or something else. And I don't know. I mean, that's a theme that we're all familiar with. We've all seen it, and I think it takes a lot of effort not to fall into that trap as you do get older.
Yeah.
And
this
to
guy
be-
really isn't even that old, really. What do you think? He's like
He's-
early 30s, maybe?
But yeah, he's probably in his 30s somewhere. I mean, he's been home for 5 years from World War II.
Yeah.
Or he's been writing for 5 years. I don't know how long he's been home for. Presumably 5 years.
Yeah.
And so if he went over and he got kicked out of flight school, right?
I think so.
He got kicked out of flight school. So who knows? Maybe he's in his early 30s.
Yeah.
Presumably. But I think that's the time that it starts to creep in when your world starts to really become consolidated and insulated from the outside world. But at the end of this book, the thing that pulls him out of this is because he finds these pictures, or pulls him out of his house for the first time and onto his motorcycle are these pictures of his wife getting
Banging other
fucked and fucking multiple guys and having these this group sex and so
Sorry,
This is written and drawn by Howard Chaykin, and he's been doing comics since the 70s, but he's been known to do really controversial, extreme stuff like this.
Yeah. Well, there's the one where
This is great.
You have a trade of it over there.
Satellite
over there.
Sam.
Yeah, yeah, with
Yep. Yep,
Yeah.
that's also him. Which
Yeah.
I've read that. That's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just likes doing really fucking weird shit.
Yeah. And this isn't weird yet, but it could get weird. I think this seems like pretty grounded and down to earth.
Weird is
And,
the wrong word. It's edgy.
That was
hard.
Yeah.
like heavy, hard shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely talking about or asking you to consider like some big issues, some very real big issues.
Yeah. And also, well, somebody shoots this dude.
So what I'm thinking is gonna happen is the main character, the protagonist, whatever his name is, I forget. He's gonna get framed for this murder.
You think so?
I think so. I think that's how it's gonna happen, and so I don't know. It leads to this interesting situation where this dude couldn't leave the house to work or to have a job that was providing money for him and his wife.
Yeah.
His wife is working, like, who knows, maybe she was always a prostitute, probably not.
Well,
And he
she's
couldn't
a
leave the
very-
house for her. He
Yeah.
couldn't leave the house for the sake of their relationship. He couldn't leave the house for the sake of anything. But as soon as he thinks, or as soon as he has verification that she's fucking some other dudes, like, that's what gets you to leave the house?
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck, man? Really? It's like anger and being pissed off that your wife is fucking some other dude. That's what gets you to leave the house. Not like your wife.
Not that you love her. or
Presumably her pleading to like fucking do something. I need a goddamn husband that can like work, and like I'm working a ton of hours to pay the bills and get the food and like do
Blowing
something.
tons of
And he's
dudes.
like, I'm a writer. I'm a writer. I'm trying to be sure you want to be an artist. You want to pursue this. Well, but like, guess what? Somebody has to pay the fucking bills.
Yeah.
You know, and you can't leave the house for any of that. But as soon as your wife's sucking some other dude's dick, then it's like, well, that's it. I'm leaving the house. I'm gonna go beat somebody's ass. Really? Well, maybe you wouldn't have to beat anybody's ass if you were fucking working to begin with.
Right. But on the other side, they show you all the stuff that happened to him in the past. Like, especially the situation that really gave him the PTSD is that they had already cleared a concentration camp.
Right.
Like, they had already stormed it, and like they fucking owned it. But then they come across like one last Nazi fucking officer, and this dude has a gun to someone's head, and he shoots the guy he's with, and then
He shoots
basically everyone gets shot.
Yeah.
Like, everyone in this whole situation gets shot because like someone didn't fucking find this one guy.
And the only person who didn't die was
Is him.
Was
yeah,
him.
like everyone else dies except for him. And
Yeah,
it's like
but-
this,
and-
like this, and the crazy thing is, like, for me is that there's like right on the other side of this gate are like all the rest of the dudes.
Yeah.
Like he was just like had the bad luck to be on the other side of this fucking gate. The whole rest of the battalion or whatever is his company is on the other side of this gate, but he had the bad luck to fucking find this one guy.
Yeah.
And like something like that, you can't just. And it shows all these like
No,
different,
no.
like, the pile of bodies and like the old showers and shit like that's really disturbing.
It is disturbing, and I'm not discounting that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything about that, but I'm saying that this dude doesn't leave the fucking house for like 5 goddamn years.
Yeah.
And not until his wife is fucking somebody else do you like get up and get out of the house. It's like
Right.
get the fuck out of the house before that.
Right, but what I'm saying
Like,
is
anger and rage and like that's what gets you to leave the house. Not like
Well-
you can't be moved by maybe love or like some desire to make that fucking thing work.
I think his problem is that he's trying to like the writing is he's trying to put what happened to him like get it out of him, like get that shit out there and into the world and like so people understand the horror and like everything that happened. So like I think it's him just trying to in order to be able to function normally and to like make his wife happy and all that kind of shit. He's like I got to get this stuff. I got to write this down. I got to get this shit done. But he can't do that. He's not a good writer. Like he's just not. Apparently he's not very good. So he's failing at writing. But like that's the only way he feels like he can get this shit out. And as a result, it's making his relationship suffer. And then like the only thing that really like rattles his cage hard enough to be like, I need to push forward is the fact that his wife is fucking somebody.
But he's not even pushing forward. He's
no,
not
you're right.
pushing forward.
he's
He's not
just-
pushing forward to like save his marriage. He's not pushing forward to say like my wife needs this. Like I want to save this relationship. I want this. I'm gonna push forward and fucking try this thing to save this marriage.
Yeah,
to
but
save
he's like
oh, I'm gonna push forward because I'm really fucking angry that my wife is having sex with 2 dudes at once. It's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
But man, you might be a dickhead.
You know, he might be a dickhead. Yeah, absolutely.
You might be a dickhead. You might be like, if that's what motivates you, like,
Yeah.
like you find strength in that, but you, I don't know. This the story's good though.
I think the fact that well, first of all, the fact that we're talking this in depth about both sides of this, it makes the point that this story is really good.
Yeah.
But like he's just so wrapped up and he can't get past this. You know, the shit like he doesn't even think like, oh, my wife might be going out stepping out on me. It's because it didn't dawn on him until like he finds those pictures. He didn't fucking realize that shit. He's just like, oh wait, what? Like he was so absorbed in trying to deal with what's going on inside his head.
That's
That he didn't even fucking know. And then he's like, oh fuck, well I've been drinking and fucking trying to write this shit, and you know he's half cocked all the time. He's clearly drinking all the fucking time. He's
Yeah.
always drunk. He's always trying to get his feelings out onto the page, and it's just not, you know, fucking not working. And then finally he, you know,
yeah. Although
I'm not saying he's not a dickhead, but something definitely like that made him into a dickhead.
yeah, something made him into a. Something made him into a dickhead, but it just I can't get past this.
It's a shitty reason to leave the house. It's the worst
Yeah.
possible reason. But like
There are 1,000 better reasons, and instead of leaving the house and being like, I'm gonna find my wife and I'm gonna try to understand. I'm gonna talk to her and be like, hey, things have been really tough, and like this is
he's not
this
that-
was
I don't
like
think
an
he's that.
indiscretion, and or maybe it wasn't an indiscretion. Maybe it was a fucking totally lucid decision to fuck some other dudes because
he's trying to like get his demons out. Like his
Yeah.
demons are throughout the book. You keep seeing the same scenes, like the same fucking concentrate. The whole scene's in there 2 times, I think.
Yeah.
like the whole
Yeah,
concentration
yeah.
camp shit is in
No.
there twice. So like
With that same
they're drilling it into
image.
our heads that, you know, like this is what his
That
problem
fucked
is.
him up.
This is the problem right here. Like that is what happened. And so
Right.
The other thing is she's already far enough gone in that direction. She was photographing it, and that's,
yeah, I'm sure the first time she wasn't like, let's take some pictures.
Yeah, and like planted it in a place where he could find it. Oops.
Also,
sorry.
yeah, that might actually be part of it. Like she might have like left them around the house, easy to kind of.
Oh yeah,
come
that
upon.
would be a twist.
Come upon.
He kind of looks like Bruce Campbell on the cover.
A little bit.
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Bruce Campbell, like now, like
Yeah.
it's kind of heavier Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
yeah.
I swear to God, this is the plot to Beyonce's Lemonade.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds just like it.
But he was like in her
Reversed, but-
drawers.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's not a solid human, obviously, but I, don't know, I think that there's a lot of
He was looking
There's-
for his booze in her drawers.
Yeah.
I should say.
yeah. There's a lot of angles to this. I like that. I like it a lot. There's
Me too.
you know.
The
It seems like no one's a good person in this, and that's really always interesting.
But nobody's a terrible person either. Aside from maybe the pimp. The pimp sounds like a piece of shit. The brother-in-law sounds like a dickhead.
Yeah,
but
but
like the wife
yeah.
and like this dude and the wife, neither one of them sound like terrible people.
I said the pimp is like probably. I mean, he's like. I wouldn't even say he's necessarily like a bad dude. He's just like, well, you know, like I found this chick and she makes me some money. So
Well, the way that the way that he's talking to her, it sounds
I forget what he
like
said to her.
he said something like really gross and
Oh, okay.
shitty.
well,
like-
maybe it's shitty then.
Yeah, he calls somebody a faggot.
Oh, okay.
Then he's a fucking pimp trying to bleed Missoula out his sister's fine white pussy. You know, it's like,
Okay, yeah.
bud,
that's not-
I'm not terribly upset about you getting a bullet in the head.
That's true.
But the rest of the characters are. It feels very human.
Yeah.
It feels like a very human story.
Yeah,
Like
makes-
this dude's too wrapped up in his own bullshit to carry on this relationship. This chick needs to make money, and she's also probably not feeling connected to this guy, so she goes out and she's feeling connection and making money. Okay, win-win. This dude finds out, and he can't be moved by this desire to save a marriage, but he's moved by like the desire for fucking vengeance or retribution. Okay, this is so human, and
Yeah.
I think that's what's cool about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, there's a lot in this first. Like this is the first issue, and there's a lot of shit in there.
Yeah.
And a lot to think about. I think we all enjoyed it. I mean, everybody who read it was.
yeah, I really
down with
enjoyed
that.
it.
Yeah. It's not fantastical at all. It's just like a story about people.
Nope.
It's real in the same way that the violent is real.
Yeah, but with more, I think, more relatable circumstances.
Yeah, because like who unless you're a junkie, you don't really get the. But like this, it's like okay, something shitty happened to you and you can't get past it. That happens to people all the time.
Right. There's something in while you probably can't empathize deeply with, being a fucking recluse for 5 years.
Right.
You could most likely empathize with staying in your house, like
For
for
too
the
long,
majority
a couple
of
days.
or for the better part of a month, or like withdrawing from your friends, or like
Yeah.
just going to work and doing whatever the fuck you need to, and then fucking going back to your
Yeah.
little pity party or whatever you're having,
Yeah.
Shit, totally get that.
Yeah.
And so I feel it's relatable, and you probably have also been in some relationship where you're like, fuck, I just want to feel connected to somebody, and maybe you make some decision that would to be with somebody else in a way that compromises the foundation of what your relationship was established on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or one of the agreements that your relationship was established on. I don't know. So I think this is fucking well done. All the characters.
Definitely worth picking up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I like to see where it's going. I think he's definitely getting fucking framed for this murder, though.
Do you
That's
think
a good
he
call.
did the murder?
No,
the cover
it
he
shows,
has-
it shows the guy.
Oh, okay.
It's a different guy.
Okay.
Some old guy.
Because on the cover,
right there.
he's got the.
It's this guy here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he has a gun on the cover.
Right.
Like he's holding like.
I mean, he pulls a gun, but
Oh,
like
okay.
he puts it with him whenever he's leaving the house. But he at the end of it, he just leaves the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I wish I would have read this one.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Me too.
Yeah.
The
And
way you're
the fact that he's sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the way you were describing the plot, and I really fucking wish I would have read it, but it kind of sounds like the History of Violence graphic novel.
Okay.
Just the themes and the way that harsh violence and the reality of it is portrayed. That's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, yeah. There's only a couple violent moments in this though. Like it's there's the pimp getting shot, and then there's like his flashback thing.
It seems very visceral, though.
It is definitely visceral.
It's-
Yeah. Like
yeah.
the talk is really real. Like
Yeah.
the dialogue's super real, and just the kind of tone is harsh and real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Really fucking. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can read it during the break.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else any thoughts on this?
Let me see it real quick.
J-Man? Got some shit
I think
to say?
this was the book. Hold on, let me look. Gotta look real fast here. Yeah, like you can get to the second page. Like, I wasn't a real big fan of this artwork.
Yeah.
And like these guys' faces right here look fucking stupid
Oh,
as
yeah, it's-
shit.
yeah, there's a
Holy hell!
couple.
Like the way he drew those faces, that looks terrible.
Yeah, there's a couple shitty drawings in
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Look at that.
That's true.
God damn.
I gotta get a little credit for somebody who's drawing and writing the whole thing.
And he's been
Okay.
doing it since the 70s.
Yeah, he could have maybe got an artist for this one. I haven't seen his other stuff, but
I mean, it all looks that way. Like it's like a noir type
Yeah.
style, you
Yeah.
know.
some of it looks good, but like some of it looks real derpy.
It does. There's a lot of derpy
Greg's doing a
faces.
really good
like,
job of
look at
making
all
these
these. Like, look at that one. Do that one, Greg. Like, no. This one's pretty good. Do that one, Greg. Yeah. There's just tons of-
I'll Instagram all these faces that Greg's making. Like, let's put them in like a
the faces
four
of
quadrant
comics.
picture.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can we do
shit,
that? You know how to
that's a
do
good
that?
one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Just
Hold
Dan,
on.
you take
Oh,
that.
this one's great.
I'm not paying $5.
Hey, yeah, that one's
Oh,
a
so
really
You
good
don't have to pay
one.
any money. You just got to take a shot. Is all.
We also instituted the rule.
Oh yeah. For
Holy
those of you
shit.
who can't see us, which is everybody, all of our cell phones are in a box in the center of the table, so that no one's distracted while we're talking, to make this a more natural, direct conversation, which I think is actually working really well right now.
Yeah.
Everyone's paying attention, but yeah, we'll do it after the when we're at the break.
I see.
But yeah, I think it was.
Jared's way more on task.
And
I
if you
can tell
want your
that.
phone, you have to pay. Is it $5 for 3 minutes or $3 for 1 minute?
No, you take a shot and then you get 20 seconds.
Drink.
No, a shot.
Yeah, then you get
Come
more
on, guys.
drunk.
We need to put it into the fucking whiskey fund.
Oh no, we talked about that earlier. We'll
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
No, we know that wasn't.
I think we need to
reestablish.
reestablish. I think it
I
should
think
be
you're
money
kinda
for your
fucked up.
phone.
Let's up the ante. You have to snort a line of glass.
Oh,
That's where we're going.
Jesus.
No.
Right.
I think everything
You
should
use it
go
all
into
night
the
then.
whiskey
All
fund.
Just-
If you
Okay.
fuck up, the money
Okay.
goes into the whiskey
All right, that's
fund.
fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this.
All right.
Yeah. I gotta pee.
Yeah, I kind of have to pee.
Anybody else got any more shit to say about this?
No.
good?
I didn't have paper. Is that everything on the?
That's everything.
everything.
All right,
so.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll end this episode here. Thank you for listening. Once again, Grown Up Human Comic People, Instagram and Twitter at Grown Up Humans, YouTube, iTunes, Player FM, Tumblr, Facebook at Grown Up Human Comic People. Yeah, come find us and come down to the store, 1819 East Carson Street.
Got
Out to
all
Dan.
all
You
the
remember the
books.
We have
address?
all these dressed.
You
No,
never
no.
remember the address.
Got all the books at
Oh, you wrote
Southside
it down.
Comics.
You
Yeah.
cheating
So
bastard.
we got all the comics we just talked about. We have at the store right here. So come get them, enjoy them with us, and we'll see you next time.
Yep.
So peace up,
See yins.
Signing off.
A-Town down.
Grown-up
P-Town
human
down.
Comic people. Grown-up human comic people.
Well done.
I wasn't aware of Seneca. That's the first time I've heard that, but that kind of sounds like the fifth most popular soda. Like there's Seneca, and then there's like Diet Seneca, and I like the whole mentality behind it because it's like Seneca, kind of lower your expectations. We're the fifth most popular.